Hello all, welcome back to Hannah's Book Cafe. I've seen some other creators who are moms. They do their wrap-ups kind of like more vlog style, and right now I am outside with my daughter, and I'm just watching her, and so I figured while I'm just sitting here watching her, I would do my wrap-up for February. Um, and if you don't like, yeah, we'll see if it works better or not. It's so hard to like just sit down and film a video, which is why this is so late. Anyway, so this is how we're gonna do it for now. So my TBR code names came up with the um, prompts. It was Prince Philip, Scar, Hi Ho, Robin Hood, Peter Pan, Anna, Dory, and Sailboat. So for Prince Philip, I had the Rancher's Reunion and the Texas Brides Collection, and I didn't read either of those books. So, let's see. For Scar, I had the Scorched Trials by James Dashner on there for that one, and I also did not read that one. Um, let's see. For Hi Ho, that was The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers, and I did read that one. That one was for Oshina's book club, and I will get to my rating for that in a little bit. For Robin Hood, I had Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I did not read that book. For Peter Pan, I was going to read Peter Pan, and I did read that book. Good job, me. For Anna, I had Always Look Twice by Elizabeth Goddard. For Dory, I had A Splash of Love by J.C. Weaver, and I did read that one. And for my last one, Sailboat, Peter Panhandler by Lauren M. Flauding, and I did not read that book. So overall, it was kind of a fail. I did not do pretty good, but I did read 4 books out of, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So 4 out of 9. Well, that's fairly good. Sorry, we live right in between 2 fire stations, and ambulances go past here all the time. And I'm outside right now, so my daughter always gets really excited because she likes to look at the lights. So, anyway. Okay, so we had 4 3 stars, 3 3.5 stars, 3 4 stars, and 1 5-star book. So, it was kind of a lot of mid books this month for some reason. Yeah. But I did read actually a lot of middle grade, because I found this middle grade series that is all fairy tale retellings, and they're really cute, but it's a little bit ridiculous as well. So anyway, it's not like the epitome, like the highest form of literature, you know what I mean? But anyways, so yeah. So the first 3-star book that I want to talk about is, let's see, If the Shoe Fits by Sarah Mlinowski, and that's the series that I was talking about, the middle grade series, and this one was about Cinderella, and I thought it was really cute. It really was cute, but then there was just like some interesting decisions by the author that I just really didn't care for too much. Like, it always makes the fairy tale, it definitely gives it a twist of its own, and it was okay. Like, and I would read these to my daughter. They are just kind of silly and ridiculous, and I did enjoy it for what it was. So yeah. And then the next 3-star book that I read was My Man Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse. I read this book for a funny classic for Anne in Search of Wonder, her classics challenge, and my best friend has been wanting me to read My Man Jeeves, and so I read that one, and it was okay. Like, it wasn't like the main character that who is Jeeves' boss. He's just kind of I don't know. He's got a little bit of issues, and he's very uppity, and he likes to party and just do his thing. Anyway, so I'm not like super big fan of that. However, Jeeves is funny. Now there was this one scene where they always get themselves into scrapes because for some reason they don't really like to tell the whole truth. Anyway, so G the Jesus boss, I can't even remember what his name is. Anyway, um he was having to get his own self dressed, and he's just giving himself a huge pity party, and he was saying, "Oh, I just know about all the troubles that people have to go through because he had to get his own clothes on." And I was like, "Okay, that's a little bit funny. That's kind of ridiculous and kind of hilarious." So I did find that part really funny. But anyway, so it was just a mid book. I am going to continue the series because I am curious where it goes. Um, anyway, so I did enjoy it, and it was funny. So. The next book that I read that was 3 stars was the second book it's called Whatever After. That's what the middle grade series is called that I was talking about. This one was called Sink or Swim, and that's by Sarah Mlynowski. And this one is about the Little Mermaid, and I really did like where it was going. I thought it was fun. However, at the end, this is spoilers, so if you care about that, this is spoilers. It had Ariel's dad and the Wicked Witch, I can't remember, Ursula. They were going out on a date with each other, and I'm sorry, as a mom, I simply would never go on a date with a man who's actively trying to kill my daughter. So I did not get that at all, especially in a middle grade book. It did not make any sense. So sorry, my daughter needed me for a second. Anyways, hi Lucy. Here's my dog. Hi baby. Anyways, so it was gonna be a higher than a 3 stars, but because of that ending, it really just did not do that for me. That was really strange. And so anyway, but I would still recommend that you read it. They're just really funny, like really silly books. So anyway, and the next book that I read that was 3 stars was A Splash of Love by J.C. Weaver. This was also a Little Mermaid retelling. I just really didn't connect with it too much. It was kind of cute, but it was just okay for me. And yeah, I don't know. The motivation for um, the the villain who was supposed to be like Ursula, it just really didn't make sense to me. And so it was okay, but nothing spectacular. Anyways, so sorry. Now, I did all of my 3 stars. My first 3.5 star was The Lies We Trade by Christine Delano, and this was a domestic thriller. It is a Christian author. I did not see hardly any faith content until right at the end when they talk about starting to go to church. And sorry if it is windy out here, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me. But The Lies We Trade by Christine Delano. That one it was good. I liked it. But it was the main character, she works at a Wall Street. She works on Wall Street. And there was talk about that kind of stuff. I do not understand anything about Wall Street at all. I don't understand. It literally goes through one ear and out the other. I can't. So that did bring it down for me a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but if it didn't have that on it, I would have rated it a 4 stars. But because I really liked the part with her husband and her daughter and son, really liked that part. So I figured out while reading this book that I should read more domestic thrillers because I really enjoy that. So anyway, now my next 3.5 star book. That was On the Trail of the Truth by Michael Phillips and Judith Pella. I believe this is the 3rd book in the Corey Bell Hollister series. The Journals of Corey Bell Hollister, I enjoy this series to a point, but Anne at In Search of Wonder has a good video on moralizing in books, and I feel like a lot of older Christian fiction has this problem where they tell you about the morals that you should have, especially as a Christian, instead of like showing you in the story. And it brings you in, for me anyway, it brings me out of the story, and I can't, it makes me not care about what they're saying then. I really did enjoy the ending to this book. I'm not really going to give a synopsis, besides the fact that Corey is now trying to become a journalist with a newspaper, and because she is a woman, she has to use her initials, and they think that she's a man anyway. And she's searching out a story with the, I believe, first Republican candidate to be president. Anyway, so that was interesting. I found that part interesting. It was the moralizing that I just didn't, I don't enjoy reading about it, because I'm already a Christian. I don't need to be, I guess the point is if a non-Christian would read this book, that they would, hear the gospel, but it's just done in such a way that it doesn't make it enjoyable to read, for me at least. Anyway, so I did rate that 3.5 stars, because overall I do enjoy the storyline. It's just too much, I don't know. It feels very preachy anyway. And I'm all for sharing the gospel, letting Jesus be known in artist work. I just feel like there's a better way to do it. Anyway, and I'm not a writer, but I am a reader, and it makes my enjoyment not so much. So I guess take what I have to say with a grain of salt. Anyway, so next 3.5 star book was Crown of Beauty and Anarchy, and that was by Aurora Bell. That was the book for Chantel's book club. It is like it was like a Snow White retelling, and also it was also based on a real life queen, and I thought that part was interesting, but the main character, she just seems really dumb sometimes. The girl who's supposed to be Snow White, and I don't know, like, it was okay, but mostly it was mostly a little bit boring for a good amount of the story, and I wanted more out of it, I guess. And coming down off the high of the book that we read in January, because I love that one so much, and this one just fell really flat for me, and but it was still, still an okay read. I'm not telling you not to read it, because I still did rate it 3.5 stars, but I wanted more. I think I rounded down to 3 stars on Goodreads, and yeah, I just wanted some more out of that. So anyway, so my first 4-star book, that one was Glittering Promises by Lisa T. Bergren, and I finished a series, guys. And I really enjoyed this whole series. This was her Grand Tour series, and I really enjoyed it. I also just I wanted a little more out of the ending, because you see Cora and Will, the ending, it seems to end like really abruptly, and it doesn't go back to like when be with her parents, and I wanted to see more of her parents' reactions and stuff to like their relationship and stuff like that. So that's why I rated it 4 stars. Overall, really enjoyed the series, and I will definitely be picking up another book by Lisa T. Bergren. So the next 4-star book was Fairest of All by Sarah Lanowski, and that one was the first book in the Whatever After series, and it was if I said the first, I don't remember if I said that if the other one was if the shoe fits, if that one was the first one. The Ferris of All is actually the first one. I don't remember. Anyway, that one was adorable. It was so cute. It was a Snow White retelling, and that one, it just did it. It was so funny and quirky, and just I will be reading these to my daughter when she gets old enough to understand them. They're just really, really cute. So anyway, and then my next 4-star read, my last 4-star read was, let's see, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. This one was pretty good. It's not as dark as I was expecting it to be, but you can definitely feel that undertone of just darkness, and like, it's really sad. Just Peter Pan is just a little boy who doesn't have a mother, who needs a mother, and my heart just kind of went out to him a little bit. And I did read up a little bit on the backstory of the story of Peter Pan, and if you're interested, go look that up, because it's no wonder it's kind of a sad story, because you just need your mom. And as someone who doesn't have their mom here, you just need your mom sometimes. And yeah, so now my 5-star book of the month, that one was The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers. Looking back, I think it's more like a 4.5 star, but I did rate it 5. It definitely would be rounded up to 5 on Goodreads, and I really, really enjoyed it. It is definitely a different style of writing for Francine Rivers than I have ever read from her. It's humorous. It has humor, it has wit, and the main character is just a spitfire. She just goes. And the main male character, I believe his name is Matthias, he really had to win me over in the beginning, because I did not like him for like a good amount of the book, and then all of a sudden he kind of like took a turn for the best, and I don't know, I really, really liked it. It's about this girl who, she comes to like a gold rush town, and it's mainly men there, and the only women there are basically prostitutes. And I am going to be putting out a reading vlog here soon. Hopefully it'll be out before this video comes out, but if not, it'll be after, of my reactions through this. I'm not very good at vlogging yet, so it might not be very good anyway. But I did really like it, and I think that Francine Rivers should write more humorous books, because I really, really enjoyed it. And anyway, so my favorite book of the month was by far The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers, and I really did enjoy my reading this month. I did hope for a little bit more, like, maybe some more 5-star, maybe even some more 4 stars, that would have been nice. But so like an okay-ish reading month. But anyway, I'm really enjoying Oshina's book club. Francine Rivers is really intimidating to a lot of people, including me, and I'm finding it more approachable to read her books and talk about them with other people. So anyway, so I hope you all are having a great day. It is warm here in Pennsylvania, and hopefully it'll stay that way. All of my spring flowers are starting to pop up out of the ground, so hopefully they'll be blooming soon. Anyway, so why don't you leave a flower emoji down in the comments if you made it to the end of this video. I love you all. Goodbye.